Well, hi everybody. How's everybody doing? How are you guys? All right, subtext. More like not enough game, give me more. Yes. Yes. Ours, how are you? So, okay, yeah, you were a little sick. I'm a little sick this morning or today. I don't feel great. And so if I cut out early or something like that, that's probably why. Just got a little bit of some flu stuff, but probably fine. Is Rebirth too much game? Absolutely not. Too much is never enough, snorts line. Kupo! Genzo Giusetti. I love that. I do, yeah, that's true. Also, yeah, are Moogles fucking cracked out? Working out in the garage over lunch, forgot to turn the heat on ahead of time. It's 27 degrees Fahrenheit. It's, yeah, winter is upon us. It's decided that winter is very, very here. It's raining outside. I went out earlier and it was scary. Also, rain gets in the way of laundry. Did you guys know that? If you have to go outside with laundry. I found this out. Seems like a lesson my life would have taught me by now. But ours, yeah, it was. I'm happy you're here. I was sorry to hear you were so unwell. Bio! Can't wait for the cold nights and hot cocoa. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's always like upsides and downsides to all the stuff. Too much of anything is not healthy. Yeah, that's true. You know, no dryer. Oh no, there's a dryer, but yeah. But the dryer's outside also. So, okay. I will eventually start playing Rebirth, and what I'll do is I'm just going to focus on... I like saved all the side content for this playthrough so that we can do it all in Chapter 12 and Late Gauge. Partly because the Red 13, the Nanaki quests, I did a lot of those pre-voice change, and I want to see how different they are. Now that he's the little baby. And then, but you know, in terms of like stuff that's going on, I mean, there's stuff going on. There's always stuff going on. The Arcane is over, and that's what a lot of people are talking about. Might be. It seems like it's a good watch for everybody. Let's see, Wicked is out. A lot of people have thoughts on Wicked. Gaming wise, let's see. I do want to like vaguely talk about From Software potentially being acquired by Sony, and why I think it's a bad idea. And really, it's just that every time Sony has bought a studio, it's put this creative gate on everybody, and if the studio can't comply with Sony, then they usually fail. And I feel like From Software has been completely fine using the structure that it has, and I'm not like afraid of the change for a you know, like an irrational reason. You know, in Sony's calculations for buying studios, a lot of it is simply that, well, if it fails, at least the competition doesn't get it. They're gonna buy FromSoft to have them do The Last of Us remake. They're gonna finally remaster Bloodborne, but it's just gonna be 31 FPS. Yeah, welcome to the machine. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really all. There are more Game Awards things happening. I'm going to the Game Awards, and I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that it is what it is with DLC. Jeff hasn't responded, and he's not going to, I don't think. But there's more Game Awards, the Grand Game Awards. A few other Game Award companies are, you know, doing their own little Game Awards. There's Game Awards in different countries and stuff like that. And you know, there's a tweet, and it kind of broke my heart. And it's from John Eric Bentley, who's a friend of mine and a voice of Barrett. And let's pull that up. Ooh, cool. All right. Hold on. All right. And here it is. And he says, wow, a lot of nominations from so many award shows. Can a Barrett get a nod anywhere? And this is in response to Hamaguchi's tweet about Equinox. Equinox is a Latin American, LATAM uh, region uh, Game Awards. And Rebirth got nominations there. We can take a look at the Equinox Awards. We don't need to always, but and it's voter based. And I'll go ahead and vote. You know, well, we can vote together, but let's look at all these nominations. Um, but before I do, John Eric Bentley was just straight up robbed. Is kind of what a lot of people feel, and I'm one of them. It's a one. I think there's category problems with. Yeah, he can make the baby seals. Yeah, I do think we should make. Well, yeah, we'll do our own. So I do have a video in the works that's my best of everything this year. Um, baby seals games of the year, and I talk about some stuff that I think was overlooked this year, and that's one of them. Categorically, I think that the way best performance is set up at the Game Awards is rough, right? So at TGA, there's one award for performances. And I understand that it feels like there's maybe too many awards to them, but really what it is that these award shows go along because of all the non-award things that happen there. And those things are important and they're what most people tune in for. Um, but the added benefit of all that exposure is that a lot of people get to see who really added the most this last year to to the art form, right? So that's the idea. And again, I'm sorry if I'm talking a little sluggish. I'm not feeling the best today. I'm up against like some cold symptoms. Um, but with performances, just having one category is rough, right? And there's things that people have thought about, like, hey, should we do actor and actress? And there are some categorical problems with that. It's tough. Not only because we now, despite some pushback to this, mostly see gender in a different way now, and so it's categories that are that strict have, issues with definition. But there's also, just this idea that do we separate them because we don't think that they are equal? But if you don't separate them, you know, um, privilege has a tendency to push, uh, certain nominations ahead of others. So those are all things that are like hard to kind of navigate. But what the Golden Joysticks did that I think is good is they decided to at least have a best supporting actor category. And one of the things that I think happened is that the amount of nominations, um, maybe limited things a little bit. Because if you really look at the games this year, most of the best performances came from Rebirth, right? Because for whatever reason, this year didn't have a lot of like heavy character games, right? Like, uh, Metaphor has a lot of good voice acting, but maybe one that one actor that really stuck out. Silent Hill 2 remake is probably the other one that like, okay, there's some really good voice performances in here, but all the other games like Astrobot's not going to, really pull a lot, and a lot of the other games with voice acting just kind of like faltered this year, and so there's not so I think there's this worry that if you nominate too many people from one game, it seems unfair. But is it like uh and that feels weird to me. I think easily the best performance in Rebirth does go to John Eric Bentley though. And so why why are we seeing, some of these other performers get nominated? And I think there's probably a lot of reasons, you know. There's some troubling reasons, Um, and I get that there's okay. So for the Game Awards, we've got Brianna White as Aerith, and I've already said that I love Brianna's performance a lot. She does great. Um, uh, but I do think that most people that I've talked to wouldn't necessarily call her performance the strongest in the game. And but I do in fact think it's the strongest of the nominated people. I think the strongest goes to John. A lot of people really agree. And and I even think Cody really, it feels like he should have got a nom too. I think all three of them should have got nominated. And I think the reason they didn't is because, it would feel like favoritism, you know. And it just feels like there's such weird. It feels like with TGA, there's a lot of exceptionalism that happens with categorization, and I understand it's really hard to categorize some things, um, but I would rather have more awards and more category. Even if best DLC had like three things in it, and then one Fortnite skin or something like that. That's better than trying to like shove the only memorable DLC of the year. I mean, to most people, to me, Lake House DLC is memorable, but shove the most memorable DLC of the year into Game of the Year. Same with performances. Like, instead of trying to like toe this line of only giving each game one nominee, add more categories. So, more critique of the Game Awards for me that I'm going to, and I'm excited for. You know, Bree got the nom because the end of the game is all her. She's the face of the game for the climax, and she crushed those two chapters. She really did crush those two chapters. Feeling on Melina, I haven't. I know the story's kind of mad, but so much of the game is performance. May even be more of an interactive performance than a game. Um, yeah, man, Melina crushed it. She really crushed it, and I think maybe Luke Roberts crushed it too. I've kind of rewatched a lot of stuff, and he pretty much crushed it. And I think he's probably gonna win. Um, Personally. Yeah, the categories are a mess, and the rules are basically whatever the judges think can be nominated anywhere, right? And what's weird is that the voting jury, is this moving target, and like I saw the voting jury change before my eyes a couple times. you know, and so we don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is weird, but it's still probably the best system there is right now. Okay, well, let's vote for the Equinox Latam Game Awards. Okay, best of each platform: PlayStation, Astrobot, Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantazio, or Silent Hill 2 Remake. Um, if I were to pick 5 nominees for best PlayStation award, where I mean, okay, I do. It feels weird when 3 of these are multi-platform, and Stellar Blade, which is PlayStation only, is not here. It feels weird that PlayStation and Helldivers 2 isn't here, or that Stellar Blade and Helldivers 2 isn't here. But anyways, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, obviously. Xbox, okay. They don't really have exclusives per se. uh, so this is a weird one. So I'll go with the best game on the list, which is Metaphor ReFantazio. All right, Switch. Uh, SMT5 Vengeance is on there. Unicorn Overlord is good. Echoes of Wisdom is good, but I'm gonna go with Balatro. Balatro. Okay. Mobile. Balatro. All right. Virtual reality. Let's do triangle strategy. All right. Okay, PC. Yeah, this is wild. Uh, okay. I'll just go with my favorite game on here for ReFantazio. Okay, performance in Spanish and performance in Portuguese. Oh man, I love that. I love that this exists. Okay, I'm not going to vote on those because I feel like I shouldn't. Study in Spanish. Study in Portuguese. Okay, so I'm assuming studio. All right. Social impact. Games for social impact. Um, easy Metaphor Fantasio. And that should the games for that should be in the games for impact in at TGA as well. Okay, game adapted to Spanish. Okay, I'm gonna go with Stellar Blade. Okay, so is there no Spanish version of Rebirth? The PC category should have more of those PC only indies that are awesome. Yeah, man. There are awesome PC only indies. Okay. But hey man, it's hard to do these. Okay, game adapted to Portuguese. Well, okay, the best game here that happens to be adapted to Portuguese is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Movie or video game series or adaptation. Um, a lot of people might change their mind, I think, on this, but for me, I'm still slightly favoring Fallout. Okay. Types of game: action adventure, Black Myth Wukong, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2 remake, or Stellar Blade. Yeah, Stellar Blade. Battle Royale. We'll do Apex Legend because it had the tenacity to actually collab with Rebirth, unlike these other cowards. Sports. Okay. I know somebody that got so mad about the the NBA thing that they said that they were gonna January 6th my chat. So we're gonna go with Topspin 2K. All right, esport SF6. All right, familiar or family. I'm assuming. Astrobot. All right. Wow, there's a Spy X Anya Operation Memories game. All right, indie. Animal Well or Balatro? I'm gonna give Animal Well its flowers here. Multiplayer. Helldivers 2. All right. Open world. Where's Rebirth on this list? Where the fuck is Rebirth on this list? Rebirth is only English, French, German, or Japanese. I think they're saying it's Portuguese as well. Yeah, I know. If they had done Chinese, then maybe we would have won the golden joysticks. Okay. Yeah, well, the best open world game this year is for sure Rebirth. Why is it not here? Little Kitty Big City and Cat Quest 3. What's going on, man? What's going on? Okay, well, I'm just gonna choose my favorite game out of these and go with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Okay, platformer. Astrobot. Okay, RPG. Uh, Rebirth. Okay, outstanding quality soundtrack. Okay, so the more I really think about it, like I've gone through the entire body of work, I don't think you can really argue with how good Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is. Like going through and listen to like the uh the Big Bridge, like the Rebirth version of Battle of Big Bridge. Like there's too many just like transcendently good tracks for one of the largest bodies of work of any soundtrack ever. So going to Rebirth. Okay. Um, artistic direction: Animal Well, Astrobot, Wukong, Metaphor Refantasio, or Stellar Blade. Um, I'm gonna go with I just actually this is a tough one for me. I think overall visual design though, I'm going with Metaphor. I liked a lot of the backgrounds and the world design. Artistic direction, yeah. Audio design. Um, Silent Hill 2 remake or Hellblade 2. I chose Silent Hill 2 remake, but I felt like Hellblade 2 was almost as good, if not maybe a little bit better in spots. But my issue is that Hellblade 2 is so short that Silent Hill 2 has to do the same thing a lot more of the same. Yeah, I'm doing Silent Hill 2 remake. DLC. Look at that. Look at that. I could choose Episode Aegis or Vessel of Hatred or Dawn Trail of Tears. I could do Shadow of the Erd Tree. The Final Shape. Oh, look, Shadow of the Erd Tree in its appropriate category. Game in Progress. Sea of Thieves, Stardew Valley, Genshin Impact, Fortnite, Warzone. I'm gonna do Sea of Thieves. Okay. Narrative: Dragon Age Veilguard, Rebirth, Lad Infinite Wealth, Metaphor Refantasio, or Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut Survivor. So again, for me, as somebody that's a big fan a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth narrative. Huge fan. Metaphor Refantasio wins this award for me. And I'm not going to explain why. I want you guys to find out on your own. But Metaphor's story is really good. Really good. Enough to get me, somebody that does not like turn-based combat anymore, even if it's clicky push-turn combat, you know, to say that this is like my second favorite game of the year. So, Refantasio wins Best Narrative for me. Game of the year, Rebirth. Easy. Y'all know that. Cosplayer player. Okay. This is weird, but let's look. Okay. I'm just gonna guess entirely based on the amount of work that it looks like goes into each cosplay that I'm looking at specifically right now. And it all looks pretty high. Hold on. Hold on just a second, guys. I can't decide between a bunch of gorgeous cosplay girls. Okay, we'll do. Yeah, they all look really good. I mean, like this one seems like it has the most like work. I think. So I'm going with that one. Okay. Um, content creator. Uh, oh, I don't know any of these people. All right, esport team. Yeah, I'm not super in. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Twitcher, YouTuber. Okay. Do I have to vote in all of them in order to submit? I think I do. Okay. Wait, Bodum. Oh, send votes. Okay, all right. Good looking out. Okay. Oh, it does. Yeah, yeah. My face is just in the way. Okay. All right. Well, cool. I'll finish that part here. They all look the same. Okay. I sent the votes. I wonder how much, what percentage of, I wonder what percent, yeah, is there an FAQ? Yeah, let's check it out. Let's check that. How are nominees selected? How are winners selected? Winners are determined by a combined vote between the Equinox jury, which is comprised of the region's most distinguished gaming media outlets, and the gaming community who have cast their votes. So the total public vote is equivalent to one vote from our jury. I mean, so I don't know how big the jury is, but that could be it could be like four people and then the fifth. So it could be 20%, could be 10%, it could be like 5%. But it sounds like it's actually mostly media outlets, which is I think a better way um, in general. Okay. Um, but so something I didn't really know either because I hadn't looked. It doesn't look like anybody was nominated from Rebirth for the Equinox Awards because why would they be? It sounds like uh, there wasn't a dub available. But I think there's some other game awards that we got nominated for. So the Grand Game Awards. Let's take a look at these. Um, Oh, okay. So it's an Algerian Game Awards. All right, that's fine. That's fine. What else did Hamaguchi? Okay, let's see. Game Awards, Equinox, Grand Game Awards. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth got the most nominations at the Algerian Grand Game Awards. Also, there's a Black Friday sale on Rebirth. That's exciting. Okay. So, one thing about TGA, though, it is safe to say that these people will probably be there. Uh, Hamaguchi, maybe Katase, we'll see. Um, I'm going to take a quick warm up some um, warm up a little tea here for me. I'll be right back. Stay tuned, and then we'll get to side questing. Hi, guys. Oh, don't leave. Come back. Come back. Hi, everybody. Yeah, without knowing more details, it comes across marketing wise as a current next generation TV game. What are we talking about? Expedition 33. So, Expedition 33 is really exciting for me, but I do have a weird feeling about its game length. It sounds like it's going to be real short. And I mean, that's not always bad, but it does feel like kind of a smaller game. But we'll see. I thought it was going to be full game size. Didn't they say like in the 20 to 30 hour range? That's full game. I mean, why that concerns me is that as much as I really like the aesthetic of it, it does lack some variety. Yeah, and it is a breakout title. I think that's part of the allure is trying to allow some space for a new studio to thrive. Hmm. I'm gonna do my best, guys. I am not feeling great. Ugh. All right. Okay. What is this vote in Fortnite thing? Okay, I'm not clicking on any of that. Whatever. Okay. Actually, wait. We are gonna look at this real quick because I gotta we okay. There's a new Sonic trailer too, I guess. Musical performances. I know we've got some musical performances there. That I mean, uh 21 Pilots. Oh, Arcane Music. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, okay. So check this out. There's a Jeff Keighley in Unreal Engine. So that means Jeff Keighley can be modded into Remake now and Rebirth. Did I also vote for the Algerian Grand Game Awards? No, I guess I can do that real quick before I start the game, you know? Um, yeah, we'll do it. We'll find the Grand Game Awards. And then we can decide. We can decide from here if I'm gonna play or rest. You're a little disappointed there's no DLC for Rebirth? Well, there's no episodes. Like, if there's DLC, it'll be something like cute quality of life or outfits or something like that. But don't expect like an intermission style episode. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed too. But it means we get part 3 sooner. And then so be it. Okay. So vote on Game of the Year. Um, this one has some variety. Space Marine 2 and Sparkling Zero. All right. What's missing? There's no metaphor. Huh. And Hellblade 2 for Game of the Year? Okay. Well, best indie game. Uh, oh, Nine Souls got some love. Power World. Huh, this is a very interesting list. Go with Animal Well. Yeah, my only issue is that I've got, you know, big few days coming up, obviously for the holiday, so best mobile game. Wow. Maybe Balatro is innovative. I guess I'll go with ZZZ. Best ongoing game. Dawn Trail, let's go. Best adaptation. No way. Borderlands is even nominated. I can't believe it. So, Nier's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I wonder what Algeria's issue. What do we think Algeria's issue is with Arcane?
Let's dance, asshole.
Oh, Black Lion Guard, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Best horror game. I mean, of all of these, I guess Silent Hill 2 remake. Still Wakes the Deep. People, I mean, it was an interesting Unreal Engine 5 game. Had bad optimization at launch, and I played it in like one sitting. I don't know how good I really thought it was. Dark ending, but I don't know. Starfield Shattered Space. So for best DLC. All right. Oh man, they put the lake house on here though. Look, man, I love the lake house. I love Alan Wake 2. I'm a huge Alan Wake 2 fan. But come on, man. Erd Tree was the next level. So yeah. Best Arab localization. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Dragon Ball Z Sparkling. Okay, cool. But I haven't played any of these. Most anticipated game. Well, that's right. Snake Eater's coming out. I mean, gotta give it to GTA 6. The spectacle of GTA 6 will be so insane. Best performance. Okay. We got Melina. We've got Eve, Rebecca Hansen. We've got Clive Standen, so Captain Titus from 40K. Then we've got I know Titus by the way. Luke Roberts, James Sunderland, Silent Hill 2. I'm gonna go with Cody Christian. Easy. Easy. Okay, best supporting performance. Okay. So we've got Keaton Talmadge from Nobody Wants to Die. Not familiar with that. Star Wars Outlaws, we got Jay Rincon. Um, a good voice actor for sure. Um, I actually liked Maria and Mary a lot in Silent Hill 2. Britt and Brianna got a nom here. And But no, no John Eric Bentler. This is a really tough choice between these two, honestly. Um, but I think just honestly, just because Brianna already got one, and this is the only nom for Brett, I'm just gonna do Brett. Best narrative, metaphor. Still metaphor. Worst narrative, Hellblade. Best innovation and accessibility. Um, Accessibility, probably Path of the Goddess. Best score and music, Rebirth. Now, I will say Wukong had some bangers for music. Best game direction, Rebirth. The Lake House DLC? Where is Metaphor? This is a weird one. Algeria has strange ideas. But maybe that's not bad. Best game design. Game design. What? Okay. So the nominees for Best Game Design are Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Wukong, Astrobot, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, Dragon's Dogma, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I'm gonna go with Astrobot. I mean, because what the hell else is his category? This is weird. Best audio design. Silent Hill 2 easy. Best art direction. Well, at least Rebirth got a nomination for art direction on something. And I agree. It should be Rebirth. Best technical achievement. Oof. This is a good category, actually. Um, huh. God, I don't know. So Silent Hill 2 feels like the most Unreal Engine 5 game yet to me. It's more impressive than Senua Saga for me overall. Um, Stellar Blade runs super clean. However, a lot of the backgrounds and just like a lot of everything is super janky in the game. It uses small environments for a reason. It's hard for me to say Rebirth because of how bad the base version's performance mode looks. Um, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered is, I mean, it's any Decima engine game is still like the best game in the world right now. Like Decima is just so strong. Um, but like I cannot think of a single flaw with Astrobot because there's visually it obviously hits every single note that it wants to. It uses every ounce of the base PS5 audio, dual sense stuff. I feel like technically Astrobot is the most impressive game here. So I'm going to go with Astrobot. That's an award that should be at TGA. Jeff, you taking notes from Algeria here? Best adventure game. Uh okay. Yeah, man, awards are fucking ontological nightmares. Fuck, man. I mean, Rebirth, whatever. All right. You go on the best adventure in Rebirth. Best action game. Stellar Blade. All right. Best role playing game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Okay. Best fighting game. I'm still gonna go with Tekken 8. Yeah. I know people are very mad. Best family game. All right, Astrobot. Um, who's my Tekken main? It's kind of Reina now. Um, in protest. But Devil Jin before that. Um, this is again okay. So NBA, that's the best sports game for that one user that was gonna hurt people. Best shooter game. Um, Helldivers 2. Yeah, big Mishima fan. Mishima clan unite. Although I've never really liked Kazuya as a playable character. I don't know why. I've liked him as a character, but like I've had some trouble with his rhythm. Always have. But I'll take him over regular Jin. You know, any day. I know people are really good with Karate Jin, but man, I don't like him. Okay, best multiplayer. Chained Together is supposed to be really good too, but going with HG2. Oh, there's a lot of categories. Best sim strategy game, Unicorn Overlord. We'll just do Faker. I'm not okay. Like, I know that a lot of people get to this section that are in my fandom area and go like, "What is even this? You know, why are we doing this?" I think it's good that we're doing this. Esports teams are cool. Like, it's a real valid thing. Um, it's just not my thing, and so I don't know. And so I'm not knocking it. I want to make that real clear. Um, but I'm just gonna choose stuff that based on how, like, the logo, like, and you, dude, Crazy Raccoon. Look at that logo. That's awesome. We're done. Best esports team. Best esports game. Um. All right. Ugh. What? Okay. Blitz. What do you need? Did you just try and call? Blitz. You started playing Balatro. You're so fucked. You're so fucked. Goodbye, dude. We got. We got to take you to some BA meetings. But man, I'm telling you, you know how many people are like, okay, I guess I'll try it now, and then they're like, oh fuck, I see the vision. Like that's how important these things are sometimes. You know, it's legit. It's a legit game. It's so it. I mean, like, never would have played it otherwise. And here's the thing too: is like as you're playing it and you get it, you're like, oh man, why didn't anybody think of this before? That's how that's how a lot of games like this start. Like the idea is just so elegant, and then it's just like genre defining. Best esports coach. Mm, okay. Based solely on portrait. I just like Christine Potter Cheese vibe hard. Okay. Best esports event. Okay, I'm gonna rate it based on its on its trophy. This trophy looks the coolest, so all right. Yeah, you do have to try Balatro. Balatro's good. It's like so good. Esports host. Okay, who's got the best vibe here? Um, Sean. Easy. Easy best vibe. I actually know this one. Okay. Ugh. Best tech content creator. I don't know any people. But this guy seems chill, so that's what we're doing. Okay. This has so many. Wow. Wow. Um. Okay. Based entirely on name. Monkey D. Lotfi? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just name, photo. There's a lot. There's a lot of categories. My game of the year. Didn't I already do this? Okay. Best PlayStation exclusive. All right. Rebirth. Is there an Xbox exclusive? Oof. So there's only four in this category. Because I think there are only four Xbox exclusives. No, I don't own an Xbox, and I played Senua's Saga because I played it on PC. So I guess. Wow. Best Nintendo exclusive. I mean, for me, Echoes of Wisdom. This is the biggest amount of game of awards, period. Best community support. Um, actually, I don't. I almost want to say Sea of Thieves, but we'll do Helldivers too. 2024 Collector of the Year, Collector's Edition. Oh my goodness. What was wrong with the Rebirth one? What? Um. Well, I'm gonna go with Alan Wake 2 then. Because why not? Oh. Uh, Video game character of the year. Where's the 19 inches of Sephiroth? He's apparently right here. Okay, this is the okay. One, character of the year is an awesome category, right? It's a fucking badass category. Why isn't there this category in like real, like, yeah, in the TGA? Okay, so let's rank these. This is a wild category. Okay, we've got Lieutenant Titus from Space Marine, which is pretty good. Okay, is pretty reliable Warhammer character right here. Very in vibe with it. Okay, Senua. Okay, yeah, she's a good character. I feel like her journey was really undercut by what happened with the narrative style in Hellblade 2. Eve, um, um, I love Stellar Blade, and I enjoyed the combat. Um, I don't think I connected at all to like any characterization of Eve specifically. Um, okay, Black Myth Wukong, the Destined one. Okay, yeah, this is up there. Uh, let's see, Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay, one, I'm sure it probably means rebirth. Okay, although it says remake, and it's a picture from remake. Um, that said, of like all the characters to choose from rebirth, I would almost want to see Aerith here, right? But it is what it is. Or James Sunderland from Silent Hill 2 Remake. Okay, so this is a tough one for me because James Sunderland is one of the best written characters, I think, in video games. And I do think they did a better job with him in Remake than I expected. Um, I feel like this is a broken ass list, but if of the people that I can select, I'm actually gonna go with James Sunderland here. Algeria, you know? What are you gonna do? Studio of the Year. Remedy, Bloober, From Software, Capcom, or Square Enix. Okay. 2024? Okay, well, let's look at the studios just for this year. Okay, so Remedy, what I'll say about Remedy is that they survived the year. Um, they've released they're clearly in the works of doing things for Control Part 2, and um, they released DLC for Alan Wake. But like this year, how impressive is that? We could look at Bloober. Bloober, um, like defied all expectation and released a serviceable game. All right, dude, Ryan. I don't know what's going on with Sega and the Algerian Game Awards, but like, there's a bunch of stuff that Metaphor none of them are on. It's so weird. It is really weird. Okay, so Bloober just had one game, but it was a really good game that nobody expected they could pull. So this is like a a redemption arc for Bloober. From Software did From Software things. They released the Elden Ring DLC and potentially made themselves submissive and acquirable by Sony. Capcom. Um, Capcom has a bunch of stuff in the works, like Monster Hunter Wilds, which is like pretty close to done. It released the beta. They also had more Street Fighter 6 content. There's Path of the Goddess that came out. Other than that, that's it. Um, Square Enix. Okay, so this year, what has Square Enix done? They released Rebirth. Okay, and Rebirth is uh, a highly nominated studio. It's been in the news a bunch for like failing to meet expectations on certain things, but they also released Visions of Mana, Life is Strange, uh, and Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D, um, Dawn Trail. All of that stuff came out this year. Uh, I mean, really, Square Enix has probably actually put out the most this year of note for 2024. But it's weird because Sega and Atlas have put out, I think, a more robust body of work, like a Dragon, um, P3R, Metaphor. Like, it's weird that they're not here. Yeah, I have a tough one. This is a tough one for me. Um, I mean, not. I mean, I can't vote for the obvious winner, but like between Square Enix and Bloober, I kind of want to reward Bloober because they are a small team that defied expectations. And Square Enix, I think, while it has done incredible things this year, also did some things that, like, soon as Visions of Mana came out, the studio that made it was eaten. Now that wasn't necessarily Square Enix's fault, but Square Enix did make a choice to partner with that studio. You know, so all right, I think that's it. December 20th, it'll be revealed live. Yeah, but, Nice Guy Prince. That's why I feel like Yeah. I mean, just as a studio, they kind of cemented themselves as worthy of staying alive, which is really not that the other studios didn't. It's just they weren't really at risk of it, you know. So that's why I selected Bloober. Also, Romancing Saga 2 Remake got released this year. It was very positively received. Yeah. I mean, look, there were a lot of titles from. There's actually a surprising amount of titles from Square Enix this year. There was Dawn Trail, Romancing Saga. Um, don't get me wrong; those are real things. But yeah, okay. So I'm gonna make a decision here. I'm gonna try and maybe convalesce tonight, this evening, and not play. I'm just not feeling good, and it's changing the way that I talk to you, and so um, I'm gonna actually call it now. I will be back tomorrow, and I'll actually uh, play uh, the segment. I'll keep the same thumbnail and stream info and all that stuff, but I gotta get some rest. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. But I'm just not feeling it. So, um, not you guys. I'm feeling you guys. You guys are great. I'm just not feeling like physically. So I gotta call it. All right.